After a gorgeous string of weather days across central and eastern Kentucky, now we await the arrival of some out-and-out wintry stuff by the start of the weekend.
An eastern Kentucky woman now charged with murder for the death of her paralyzed husband. What police say she told 911 dispatchers just days before he died.
Attention shoppers, Lexington's newest Kroger opens tomorrow. We'll take you inside for a sneak peek.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for watching. It's a fact, we have not seen much of it so far this winter, but some snow could return to Kentucky as we head into our weekend.
We are tracking a developing winter storm that might impact our weather. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey, who has the latest forecast.
It's a storm that is way away from us as of right now. It's showing up across parts of Texas into the desert southwest, but it's going to make up some ground over the next 48 hours and change. I'll show you what we're working on with a live first alert defender. There is that system, and if you're wondering exactly how far away that is from us as of now, that's a little over 1,100 miles away from us to the southwest. So as you can see, we're talking about a storm that is really just getting in to the picture. It is this big area of clouds, rain, snow that is breaking out across the southern Rockies into Texas, where they're going to get, in some cases, several inches of snow, maybe better than a foot of snow into the Texas Panhandle. Track on this, though, over the next couple of days. We'll take it across Louisiana, northern Gulf of Mexico, right on top of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. What does that mean for us? Well, from late Friday into Saturday morning, a period of some snow will be possible, and some of that will stick into parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Now, in the short term, hey, that system is not going to impact your evening plans. It's a breezy one out there as temperatures drop through the 40s into the mid and upper 30s by the second half of the evening. I'll come back in a little bit, guys. We'll focus more on that big storm across the Lone Star State of Texas, an updated hour-by-hour forecast that shows who has the best shot of getting in on accumulating snows by Friday night comes your way.
Chris, we'll see you then. Thank you. She is accused of neglecting her paralyzed husband, causing his death. Tonight, we are learning more about the case against a Clay County woman now charged with murder.
32-year-old Amy Burkhart faced a judge today. Police say that her husband died last week. We now have the 911 call investigators say Burkhart made just a few days before her husband's death. Phil Pendleton has our top story at 6.
Officials say Amy Burkhart called for help last week.
Yes, I was calling to see if I could have an ambulance come and pick up my husband.
Police say that call was made Tuesday.
He needs to be admitted to the hospital. He's bad dehydrated and has some open ulcers that's gone down to the bones that I can't manage to heal for myself. And the doctor wanted us to come on into the hospital.
32-year-old Charles Burkhart died 2 days later at UK Hospital, where he had been in critical condition. Amy Burkhart was first charged with criminal abuse.
The neglect had taken place at their residence on Ells Branch Road.
And on Wednesday, she was arrested again, and this time charged with murder.
Here case, I've been a trooper for quite some time now, and I've worked neglect cases and saw other troopers neglect cases, and this is truly the worst one I've seen.
Amy Burkhart made a quick appearance in Clay County District Court this morning where she pleaded not guilty to the murder charges. We called the Clay County Jail to see if she'd like to give her side of the story, but she declined. Relatives and neighbors on Ells Branch Road said it's a very troubling and tragic story, but they did not want to comment further. Officials say they believe murder is the right charge here.
If there's intent there or complete and utter neglect, you know, it's murder also.
Burkhart remains in jail on a $25,000 bond. In Clay County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Police say the cause and manner of Charles Burkhart's death is still under investigation. His funeral was held yesterday in Barberville. Police say he was left paralyzed after a 2007 car crash. Now to a developing story we're tracking out of northern Kentucky tonight. Police say a suspected shoplifter stole a van with a mentally disabled man inside. The eyewitness video showing the carjacking, which police say happened a few hours ago in Newport. Police say the suspected thief stole something from a store, jumped into that van, forced the driver off, and as you can see there, drove off. Loss prevention officers were not able to stop him. Newport police have issued a golden alert for 51-year-old Clifford Dragoo. They say he was in the back seat of the van when it was stolen.
A baby police say survived being put into a garbage bag after birth is now out of the hospital. Investigators say the baby was released yesterday and is now in foster care. Winchester police say his mother, Cassandra Haney, gave birth in a toilet at her home earlier this month. They say Haney then put him in a garbage bag. Police say Haney's roommate heard the baby crying and called for help. They say Haney told them she didn't know she was pregnant. Police charged her with attempted murder. She was supposed to be in court today for a preliminary hearing, but it was delayed because of a scheduling conflict.
It was a costly mistake. The Lexington Parking Authority admits it doubled thousands of fines it shouldn't have. This came after WKYT had been asking questions about those fines. Today, Lexington Parking Authority, which operates Lex Park, gave us more details about how they plan to refund the drivers who were overcharged. Sean Moody has our update.
For nearly 4 years, summer 2008 to spring 2012, parking tickets for expired Lexington Parking Authority meters were doubled after 10 business days, even though the city ordinance gives people 30 business days to pay. After WKYT began asking questions, Lexington Parking Authority officials sent out a press release blaming the error on a clerical mistake and announcing a plan to make things right.
We all decided to try to make this the most transparent and easy use process possible.
Lexington Parking Authority Board Chairman James Frazier said thousands of penalties were incorrectly doubled, adding up to nearly $100,000. He believes they'll be able to get refunds to just about everyone.
We have 97% of the addresses and names who we think are the people affected by this, and we're going to send those out and make it check the box, send it back in, and once we get that back, we'll send them a check along with the voucher for the parking garages.
Now, the mistake was discovered and corrected back in 2012, but the Lex Park board didn't find out until just last week. Last night, the executive director, Gary Means, told WKYT he didn't think it was necessary to report the mistake back then because he said it was a clerical error.
The board, and as chair, would have liked to have known this in 2012. I think Gary Means, he's been a very good executive director, quite frankly. I think that in retrospect, he would have probably preferred to bring it to our attention, but it was rectified as soon as he was made aware of it.
In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Lexington Parking Authority officials say those who were overcharged will get the $15 penalty refunded plus that $3 parking garage voucher.
Tonight we are tracking the search for a man police say robbed a Lexington flower shop. It happened just before 1 this afternoon at Imperial Flowers on Waller Avenue. Lexington police say the robber walked in, showed a gun, and made the employees lie on the ground. They say he stole some money and a cell phone before running off.
It moved very fast. He wasn't in there long. He knew exactly what he wanted.
No one was injured in that robbery. Lexington police say the robber wore a black zip-up jacket, a blue hooded sweatshirt, dark pants, and a blue bandana around his face.
Today, President Obama began traveling around the country hoping to sell his State of the Union message. Last night, the president said that Washington needs to do more to help middle-class Americans. He proposed raising taxes on the wealthiest Americans. The president also wants to raise the minimum wage and expand paid sick leave for workers. Republicans, including Kentucky's 6th District Congressman Andy Barr, say they're against tax increases and more government.
Unfortunately, continued to be an agenda that divided the country. The State of the Union address contained the most veto threats of any State of the Union address in history. We continue to hear from the president the same tired, Washington-centric, top-down policies.
Republicans now control both the House and the Senate. They say they're also focused on the middle class, but they say lower taxes and lower costs are not the answers.
The
Kentucky Public Service Commission has finished its heightened scrutiny of Kentucky Utilities customer service operations. The PSC says that both KU and Louisville Gas and Electric have met all 20 recommended actions from a 2011 management review. The PSC commended both companies for implementing the recommendations. The PSC had been looking into customer service operations after customers complained about problems with meter reading and the accuracy of billing. It's said to be unlike any other Kroger in the country. Tomorrow, the new Kroger store on Euclid Avenue in Lexington will open its doors for customers. It comes nearly a year after the old Kroger there was pretty much torn down, and the new store has some unusual features. New at 6 tonight, Victor Puente takes us inside for a sneak peek.
Don't live in this neighborhood near UK's campus. You may say, what's the big deal? It's just another new grocery store.
Well, the big deal is it's the only Kroger close to campus, so I'd say students on North and South Campus can walk to it accessibly.
What made this one unique is instead of spreading out, we went down.
24,000 square feet underground for storage. And up top?
So here we are on the rooftop parking. There's 125 spots here on the roof. Very unique feature for Kroger.
Lack of spaces was one of the main reasons the old Kroger came down. Tim McGirt, public relations for Kroger, says this store is better suited for its clientele.
Significantly more U-scans than we have at most of our stores. A higher percentage of the shoppers here use U-scans than they do at most of our other stores. So this store has our first walk-in beer cave in the area. Customers come in the main entrance. They're greeted with a Starbucks. The artist on this mural, his name is Aaron Scales. Really thrilled with what he produced for us. This is one of the other murals. This one was prepared by an artist named Liz Swanson, and she is also a professor at the University of Kentucky.
Say cheese, any type of cheese you can think of is right here.
It's so good it's almost addictive.
The planning for this Kroger has been in the works for almost 10 years. With a store almost twice the size of the old one, some of the people who live around here say,
yeah, it definitely is a big deal.
In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
And as an old customer of the old Kroger on Euclid, that is a huge change. Can't wait to see it for myself. The new Kroger store will celebrate its grand opening tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And yes, Coach John Calipari will be there to cut the ribbon.
Getting ready to file your taxes next. How some new changes this year could make things a little more complicated.
And then, this is not something you see every day. A large house moved along the streets of downtown Danville. Tax season is officially underway, but for some people, filing taxes could be a little more complicated this year.
One of this year's biggest changes affects people who signed up for insurance through the Affordable Care Act. If you enroll through the state's healthcare exchange called Connect, you'll need to use the 8962 premium tax credit form.
Frankly, complicated form, 15 pages of instructions, and there will be a lot of folks who have had simple tax returns in the past that all of a sudden they're not simple tax returns.
Accountants say the monthly calculated segment of the form can be tricky if you are doing a joint filing, and they say if you didn't have health insurance last year, you'll have to fill out Form 8985. It helps you figure out the penalty for not having insurance. Accountants suggest filing your taxes early in case you have questions.
It's something you just don't see every day. Hundreds of people lined the streets of Danville overnight for an unusual sight. Crews moved an historic house through the middle of town. Center College arranged to have the home moved from North 5th Street to the college's Greek Row on West Walnut. Center leaders say that the move took months of planning.
The thing of it is, we went through the middle of Danville with it, and to take care of all the obstacles and all the people involved, it was quite a feat. It was quite a feat to have it done.
As you can see, the home was placed on a trailer and slowly, very slowly moved to its new location. It took about an hour and a half. Once the home is on a new permanent foundation, center leaders say it'll be renovated to be used for student housing.